Hello to all my friends out there. Happy 4th of July. You won't see this till tomorrow. So tonight, I want to make myself some tasty Carnitas Burritos because I bought carnita meat at 99 cents only. Here's a little candle I made. It's a really nice candle. It's some kind of maple brown sugar candle. So I was crafty and I glued this. It's burlap ribbon. So I hope everybody is being festive. I was resting. I was very tired. The heat made me exhausted and the garden made me exhausted, but you know, of course I'm fine. So, okay, so what happened here? I have a little chamomile tea. Remember my new teacup and plate? Where is it? I cracked it. That means this $20 cup and saucer is worth virtually nothing. But when you buy old stuff, if you use it, you will wreck it. So I might as well just keep wrecking it, right? So I'm actually kind of excited to make this. I've wanted to make this for a while. The trick to this is you have to have the meat in the oven a long time. So I said, that's okay, it's a holiday. Okay, so I had some, I don't know how many this is going to make. I had some flour tortillas in my freezer, so I'm just going to heat this on a dry pan, and you'll see how many burritos I make. My tortillas are a little bit broken, but that's okay. So anytime you have Mexican food, you need onions. So I'm saving these and I'm sprouting them in my garden. And I also bought celery with the, you know, with the stem part. And I have sprouted those before. We'll see what happens. So here it is. You can just put it in some dirt. I had a good one going and I smashed it with the hose. That was a bummer. So, okay, so now. I bought this meat. This stuff is really tender. Here's one. So what I want to do is I want to cut it across the grain. Yummy. Look at this. Yummy. Enjoy life. Some people pull it. So what I did, they have this now, but I bought this at $3.99, and now the price is $5.99. Ooh, yummy. So take a look. Take a look at this. This is good. So one time, I used to do a lot of chefs. I don't know if you guys know this, if you're not stylists, but chefs are generally hot. That means they have to have some hot haircuts. That's where I came in. So we would talk and chat, and I told him, you know, my Mexican food is kind of brazola. And he said, well, what do you put in it? And I told him, and he said, well, I think you need onions. And I thought, yeah, that's what I need for sure. You don't need a lot, you just need a little. So, you guys, if you've been following me, you know that I was packing dirt. This is incredible to me. I was packing dirt from the mountains out there, which was an incredibly cheap thing to do. And I thought, really, you know, it kind of wasn't worth it. It was so miserable and hot. But I put my seeds in there and sprouts have, I just got the dirt 2 days ago. So if you would like to see the sprouts, go to my Instagram. I go, this is incredible. This isn't the sharpest knife I ever met. Yummy. So now you just put the meat. Put a lot, you know, it's a holiday. So let's see, where's my blue plate? This is one of the things I try to find in thrift stores is these cheap, I think I got that plate for 50 cents. So that's one. So the most important thing is to enjoy life and no wasting. And then, you know, I'm going to need some salsa. I have some Diet Coke in there too. I think out of one, I have two of them, but I'm not going to make both of them. That's the other one. So it looks like I'm going to get, out of each piece of meat, I'm going to get 3 burritos, and then I will just wrap them up in foil. So flatbreads and tortillas are a good choice for bread or small hamburger buns. Oh, boy, it's going fast now. So tomorrow I found a good place where I can get flatbreads, 6 of them for, I'm very hot, 6 of them for 89 cents. So I'm going to get a package of flatbreads. I'm going to get a package of hamburger buns and a package of hot dog buns. So I'm putting a lot of meat in my burritos. So, now, let me look here. Okay, so about, you know, when the pandemics and everything started, one of the ministers said, God has given you a year to prepare. So now, I don't have to buy any food for the rest of the year. And so for the rest of the year, I will just be saving my money. So this one is a little broken up. That's okay. So, if you don't have food for a year, you're going to be seeing me eat the food that I bought. And that's going to give you some idea of what to buy for food for a year. Food for a year demystified. So yeah, I made not 3 nice big burritos. Well, I'll make 6 by the time it's all said and done. So you might be thinking, wow, I would make some mashed potatoes and gravy with that. I would make some macaroni and cheese with that. I would make some rice and green beans with that. So no, it's not filet mignon. It's not beef tenderloins, although I think we're going to be able to find them on sale. Because we're going to think rationally. That's what we're going to do. So here they are. Yummy, yummy. Okay, so now let's get some salsa. This is a good thing to eat anytime. It's not too high in carbs. Look, there it is, you guys. It's easy to make too. So what I'll be doing is I'll be lurking, and when I find meat on sale, I will be buying some. But I don't need any. That's the thing. There it is. So don't despair if you don't have food for a year. We're going to be talking about how to do that. So we have food for the rest of the year. And now for the rest of the year, we're going to save our money. Okay, so now in Britain, they're predicting this coronavirus and lockdowns is going to go on 5 years. But we've been through 1 year of this. So now, the thing about these lockdowns, these pandemics, these supply chain disruptions that are probably in most cases controlled, the potential is there for tragic and absurd things to happen. And how do I know this? Because I used to go to the self-help groups and they didn't believe me, and they kept on drinking. One, she fell headlong one morning, probably from her prescription drugs. I ran into her with her caregiver. Another one walked headlong into traffic, and she wasn't killed. But we had done an inventory together, and at the time I said to her, now we could both die with a clear conscience and meet God, not thinking she's going to walk into traffic. So the potential is here for tragic and absurd things to happen. So we want to be on guard for these tragic and absurd things to happen. The Bible says to watch and pray. I told you guys, they said they had a reservoir miscommunication, and the reservoir let off water. Three houses, it'd be to the west of me, and I didn't wake up. I slept right through it. The things are happening at night and in the early morning. So it's not all the things you can't help, but it's all the things you can't help combined with all the things you can help that are so dangerous. Okay, now I want to talk to you guys about some of us, like me. You might be saying to yourself, you know, it kind of seems like the American people are being pushed around. Okay, I'm an expert on the subject of being pushed around. And it wasn't just the places I worked. It was, remember the awful apartment? They wanted me to move in the worst way, and I knew it. And so what I would do is I would just keep doing what I was doing. I wouldn't allow myself to let them engage me, and I would just wait around for them to do something stupid. And then I would say to myself, well, if they do this, I'll do this. If they do this, I'll do this, and you know. So, also disregard for the military. I'm seeing that, like, do you not think you should salute the military when you get on those planes? Okay, passive-aggressive behavior. You know, just like, I think this border thing is a prime example of that. We have a lot of military action right now at the borders. Okay, now about the possibility of the variant. The variant is called the Delta variant. And when people get the Delta variant, there is a lot of prolonged sneezing with no apparent reason. Well, what's happening is the virus is entering through the nostrils, and your body is doing everything it possibly can to eject that contaminant. So when I was a nurse, what I used to do is wash my nose out. So what I would do is I would put water in one side and rinse it out one way and then the other, and then blow my nose. And I mean, I was around every kind of thing you can possibly imagine, and I never got sick. So keep that in mind. Another thing is, this is horse shit. You don't need to wear a mask. If the symptom is sneezing, that indicates that the variant is coming in through your nostrils. That is not smart. Okay, now one of the things I'm watching for is resource grabbing. Okay, a lot of the times, you know, the people that were pushing me around, it was nothing but resource grabs, whether it was my apartment, whether it was my job, whether it was my clientele. I don't care what it was. But I was always watching for that because, you know, after being around it for so many years. So when people get very desperate for a resource, they will, you know, usually do the most stupidest possible thing. So, like what kind of resource grabs? Like increased prices on everything, like increased prices on rent, increased prices on cars, increased prices on houses. These are forms of resource grabbing, and taxes. Crashes in the stock market or the housing market is another form of resource grabbing. I've been through a few of these after 60 something years. So that's some of the things we're watching out. We're staying the course. So what I do is in my house, I want to mention something. Okay, we've been through this, what is this thing? The COVID. We've been through these supply chain disruptions. And what happened is, you know, we were inconvenienced, but the danger is, like they cry wolf, and then it's not fake. But most likely, he who ignores the past is doomed to repeat the past. So what did people do? They ran out and they started buying up everything in sight because we didn't have any toilet paper. So what we would do is we would go, okay, what did they pull last time? Well, it was the toilet paper, it was the alcohol, and I remember my neighbor, of course, cut his hand really bad, and he didn't have any alcohol or bandages, and I really hated to give him. I had some of that 90% alcohol. I hated to give it to him, but, you know, I had to. And so we want to, you know, pick up a few while we can. And there was no yeast, so I have tons of yeast for bread and tons of baking soda. And another thing is, if you have a stream of income, even if it's only a little YouTube channel, take care of your YouTube channel. If you have eBay, keep posting. If you have Etsy, stay with it. If you go to the swap meet, keep going. Okay, I wanted to mention something, and it is one of the things I'm working on is a year-round garden. One of the things I'm working for is 10 years clothes. One of the girls told me I don't have any clothes for my kids. I said, you know, clothes are a non-issue. You go down to the swap meets when they're closing, and people leave the stuff, and if you see something that will fit your kid, you can take it. I know somebody who would take the stuff and sell it the next week. Also, like, you might say, oh, clothes for 10 years are too expensive. No, I try to buy women's clothes, size 12 and up, no little stuff. And I buy the stuff like this shirt. I might have bought it for $1 or maybe $2. I don't pay much. I wear the stuff for maybe 2-3 years and then I can sell it. Or if I needed money, I can bag it all up and sell it. Any day of the week, I'm willing to drag it down there. Also, I'm still doing the cookie thing. And I think that the cookies show some promise because, like, okay, I bought baking supplies. It's in the freezer. And I mean, it wasn't cheap. So let's say you want a gourmet cookie and you can't afford $10 for all the stuff to make it. But some lady is selling them for $1 that you can afford. So be putting that in the back of your mind. But the one thing that I could see, oh, and I wanted to mention, today, if you saw my video, I bought 26 pieces of meat and I bought the cheesecakes. I bought these cheesecakes. Where are these cheesecakes? I put them right here. These are Sara Lee cheesecakes. the individual vegetables, and 26 pieces of meat for $25. So that's about $1 a day. So as of this time, we can still get meat, we can still get vegetables, we can still get potatoes. I bought a big bag of French fries. It's in the freezer. As of right now, everything is fine. So we want to stay the course. We do not want to spend our money needlessly, and we want to watch out for resource grabbing. So now if you need to protect your income from taxes, you need to be thinking about that now. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Happy 4th. God bless you all.